Hey guys, it's Miss Giba. So for writing today, we are going to be talking more about sequencing words. And when you guys were working on retelling stories, which we're still working on, we learned that when we want to tell what happens in order from beginning to end, we use words called sequencing words. And those are words like first, then, next, after, and finally. So we organize a story by telling what happens in order. And this is called sequencing. And when we want to show the order, we use words called sequencing words. So when you want to tell someone how to do something or in something in the order that it happens, you're going to use these words. And you have to make sure you use these words, these sequencing words, because otherwise your reader won't have the order right. They won't be able to follow the story exactly how it happened. So if I want to tell someone how to make a cup of tea, I need to tell them in the steps of what to do in order. So I'm going to say, first we boil some water. Next we serve the water in a cup. Then we put the tea bag in the water. After, we add some sugar and some milk. And finally, we add a biscuit and enjoy it. So I made sure to use those sequencing words first, next, then, after to tell someone how to make a cup of tea. And those things have to be in order because otherwise they won't be able to make the cup of tea the way that I want them to make it. If I said, first you add a biscuit and enjoy it, my reader is going to say, enjoy what? I haven't even made anything yet. Because we didn't have them boil the water first. We didn't have them serve the water in a cup next. We didn't have them put the tea bag in the water then. We have to tell in order so that our reader can follow the story that we're trying to tell. So today, you guys are going to do a couple of things. First, you are going to pick a story that you want to tell me. It can be anything. Just a story that you want me to know. Then you're going to get a couple of different pieces of paper and you're going to draw or sketch the events on separate pieces of paper. So one event for one paper, one event for the next paper, all of the events of your story. Then you're going to take those pieces of paper and you're going to move them around in order, beginning to end, so that your reader can follow what's happening in the story. And then for each of those events or each of those pieces of paper, you're going to use words and write what's happening in each event. And then the very last thing you're going to do is you're going to go in and you're going to add sequencing words to show the order of the events of your story. So, you guys remember the story that I wrote about my cousin and I playing Monopoly. So, the very first thing I did was I got 3 pieces of paper because I have 3 events in my story. And for each piece of paper, I drew or sketched what happened, or I drew the event. So first I drew my cousin and I picking a game. Then I drew my cousin and I playing a game. And after that, I drew my cousin and I finishing the game and me winning the game. Then I went and I moved those pieces around in order. And I put them in first, second, and third. I put them in order of what happened beginning to end. So the first thing that happened was my cousin and I picked a game. Then my cousin and I played a game. And finally, my cousin and I finished the game. So after I put my events in order, I went in and I wrote what happened in each event. So for the first event, I drew my cousin and I picking a game. So I wrote, my cousin and I pick a game. My second event was my cousin and I playing the game. So I wrote, my cousin and I play the game. My last event was my cousin and I finishing the game. So I wrote, my cousin and I finished the game and I won. But I really need my reader to know that this happened first, this happened next, and this happened last. So I added in my sequencing words. So I went and I added, first, my cousin and I pick a game. Then my cousin and I played the game. And finally, my cousin and I finished the game and I won. So you guys are going to decide a story that you want to tell me, and you're going to work to write that story today. So the first thing is sketching your events on separate pieces of paper, then putting those events in order, then writing what happened in each of those events, and then the very last thing is adding in those sequencing words. Right down here, first, then, next, after, and finally. So I can't wait to hear what stories you guys pick to tell me, and I'm so excited to read your writing and to look at your beautiful pictures because you guys do the best illustrations, and I'm really excited to see what you come up with. So have a great day, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.